Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, one more time. It's showtime. Hi guys. Bear with me for a second. I'm gonna give this a shot. I haven't played for a couple of years. It is Warhammer Age of Reckoning, the Return of Reckoning, the private server. I have no idea how busy it's going to be tonight. If it's not busy at all, I may not be in this game for long. Well, it looks like we're at least trying. Fighting somebody. God damn it. Funky, the mouse sensitivity is set way too high. I actually got a kill! I'm mighty! Well, okay, that's probably a bit of an overstatement. I earned rank 7. I guess I haven't played for a while. This character I had gotten at least that high up. And I'm dead. Good evening to whomever has joined me. So it is double XP. Right, he has successfully gotten away from me. Me and Prapor, we had him, totally. But he got away. Nope, I can see that one coming. Alright, I'm gonna die a lot. I have earned the title of the Defiled, though, so that's a plus. Hey, fat buddy. I think we're outnumbered. It does seem that way. As is tradition, I have chosen poorly, and I'm on the wrong side. Also, I don't really know what I'm doing, so that's probably not a big help. And I'm plummeting, that's what I'm doing. Yay, we have captured an objective. I'm not sure why these are still listed as looking like they're in combat. Generating cannon battery. Battlefield objective. We're pushing. He's going in, I'm going in. Or possibly not. No, I am going in. We're now rank 8!
And reward
Rank 10! Seriously? No, that's level 10.
just been placed into your back.
Not to be confused with the renown rank. One of them's the sort of overall character rank, and the other one is explicitly PvP. Our counterattack has been successful. So, for anyone not familiar with the game, there's Renown Rank 9. It was initially made by Electronic Arts. They shit-canned it after a few years. This is a private server. It's been running for years. Longer, I think, than the original game did. I don't know if I'll be getting the double XP any longer because I hit rank 9. I think it was only through rank 9. Basically trying to bring in new players. Clippity clop. It is mostly, but not exclusively, Europeans. Generally, my understanding is the game is often described as dead for North American players playing during what would be North American primetime type hours. I scared him. Probably not, actually. We've got a squig out here. Those bastards are tough. Of course, they are the tanks, so kind of supposed to be. I will stick with the group, because that seems like smart. Oh, we've certainly gotten a lot of reinforcements. I first got here, man, and there was like nobody around. Now we're retaking all kinds of goodies. And I will stick with them, because I don't know what I'm doing very much, and they should. Certainly more than I. I have played a little. Like, this character was level 9 in rank 5, I think. Renown rank 5. Oh, they're all leaving. Evidently, whatever we went in there for ain't about. The PvE in the game was, in my experience, underwhelming. It wasn't bad. It just wasn't especially deeply implemented. And it is definitely a game, even in PvE, where you really kind of wanted co-op action going. Well, there's somebody's squig. If you've never seen the Warhammer Age of Reckoning cinematic, it was really well done. And that one is worth looking up. It was made by Blur Studio, and those guys are fucking wizards. They have made all kinds of amazing cinematics for games. They've worked in movies and stuff. Maybe once a year, maybe every 2 years, I'll go to their website and I'll just, like, watch all their freaking trailers and cinematics and stuff. Whoop, their entire team is up there. I left a little something for them. Too many. But the PvP in the game was always the primary thing they were building it for. It was supposed to be sort of a spiritual successor, I guess you would say, to Dark Age of Camelot, if you weren't certain as to what Dark Age I was talking about. But one of the biggest problems it had is, I believe the initial early design, they were planning a 3-sided campaign, similar to what they had in Dark Age. But for, basically, my understanding is, at the time, the money, they decided to cut it down to 2 and break the asymmetry that makes the 3-sided work so well in Dark Age. So here we've got Dark Elves versus Elves, Dwarves versus Greenskins, various flavors of orcs, and Men versus Chaos. God knocks. AOR's Public Quests was awesome back in the day. RVR, awesome. Instance PvP was top-notch. There were balance issues, but I certainly agree with Public Quests. I don't think anyone has implemented them as well. I felt that they were a great, genuinely great addition, and I really wish they were around more. But I felt like giving this a spin tonight. They're having a special event for low levels up to Renown Rank 9, which I just hit like 15 minutes ago. RVR was definitely the high point of the game. Historically, PvP has had balance issues. I'm not sure about the current state of PvP in the game. And accurately or not, the game is perceived as being largely, in many ways, dead in North America because most of the players are in Europe. But I have no idea how accurate that is, and it seems to be relatively lively here. Excuse me. I'm most familiar with the human chaos bracket, using your handicap to your advantage tonight. Wise Horse is expecting to come down with a full any day, so you're keeping vigilant. Any reason, I'm happy to have you here. And certainly good luck with the full. Horsey! There, we have entirely summed up my knowledge of horses. Pretty horsey. Whoops. Bad guys. And I'm here alone. Horses. I don't think they actually back up very well. Oh, this guy's charging. He's crazy. But I'll stick with him. Dwarves of a feather, you know. We gotta stick together. Well, he sent his bouncing baby boy down. Somebody's shooting and hitting quite hard, actually. And we're outnumbered now. Yep. I have earned the title Squigbait, which I think you have to agree is a fine, fine title. Played a lot of AOR, both PvP and PvE, mostly Dark Elf Sorceress and Chaos Cultist Healer. I did play some of the Dark Elf Sorceress, and the Chaos Cultist Healer, that's the one required you also to do damage to heal, right? If I'm remembering correctly. My most memorable event for me playing the game was in a scenario. I played the Rune Priest, the Dwarven Rune Priest, and led both teams in healing and was second overall in damage. We won. God, a little tickle in the throat tonight. What do we have? Uncommon items. Items. Rank. Chat. And quests. Oh, why did you... Whoops! I have basically no chance. He's much higher level than me. And yeah, definitely I don't remember for sure in live. My most played character on RoR is my Witch Hunter. Mount up. They think so highly of me, they give me a pack mule. Seriously, that's what it is. It's a pack mule. I mean, there were a bunch of people here. Not sure where everybody ran off to. Many's the time I've carried the supplies, but I was never sure what I was supposed to do with them. This person evidently does know. I want to see in the future if it's taken to an NPC or what the deal is. Taken to the flag. Okay. Now I know. Chaos Wizard with the vacuum spell. So fun until they threw target caps on AoE spells. The PvE wasn't bad, but it really kind of needed a group even to do a lot of the basic play. Or at least a group of people to be around murdering stuff. And so, for me, because I'm mostly solo historically, you know, we've covered that. I don't remember if I had a regular group I was playing with. I don't think so. Pretty sure I didn't. If I'm not remembering it, I'm pretty sure I didn't. Gotta say, we dwarves, really good workmanship, don't you think? Nope. Yeah, higher level. Significantly higher level. Well, I also got something known as a hip shot. A quick shot from the hip. I need to rearrange. Acid bomb. There we go, that'll help. Came on stream, thought you heard you say the PvE was mediocre in the game, correct? It was okay. I mean, from me as a solo point of view player, it was mediocre. For instance, I never did any dungeons or anything that I can remember. So yeah, that is purely the view of me playing solo. Yeah. Oh, there's the Zerg. I will rejoin the Zerg. Yes, I should have qualified. Solo was mediocre. And obviously, and unsurprisingly, the design was emphasizing the PvP. And that was Mark Jacobs' big selling point, in a lot of ways, was the PvP. And from what I understand, it's still the best PvP game ever. It was and is, at least for RVR type PvP. Was and is Dark Age of Camelot. Well, we're all riding around with like chickens with our heads cut off. This of all MMOs really warrant a group to have fun since both PvP and yes, and PvE were both designed. Yeah, that was my issue with the PvE. The PvP, well, I mean, you could at least run scenarios solo, and that would be fine. Yes, but in my limited experience, even back when it was live, it was a game that greatly rewarded group play. Didn't necessarily require it, but almost kind of required it. I can see my house from here. Alright, so if I grab the supplies and hoof it. Maybe I can do something useful. Probably not, but maybe. You know, stranger things have happened. Now that I've seen where the guy deposited them. Followed that guy, and now I can't remember exactly where it was he went. You'll argue that the aesthetics and atmosphere of the game is enough for a solo experience to feel somewhat rewarding, albeit maybe not the systems, but the overall feel. Yeah, I would certainly agree with that. Now, it feels very Warhammer-y, if that's a word. Yeah, I've completely missed where I was supposed to drop this off. Up here, maybe?
There's grudges that need answering.
That's a turn, I think. Yep.
There's a long list of grudges. Get to it. Bloody green skin filth. Kill the lot of them.
There. That it? No, that's not it. Thought that was it. I don't remember which flag he clicked on. That one. Alright. There we go. There we go. More XP. More renown. I'm famous. I'm a doughty warrior dwarf. Actually, not warrior. Engineer. It's a bit on the nose, granted. Looking for more of our boys. Get out of my way. Wow, we've captured pretty much everything. Yeah, I was just browsing through my my Twitch tracker and seeing which games I had played the most of, and I'm just browsing the list, and I saw AOR on the list, and I went, I haven't played that for a while. Hey, they've got that event going on this weekend, so if anyone's not aware, they're doing like double XP below rank 9 and below, I think. So basically for the first tier of World v World and the like. Game abandonware, or is it a private server? It is a private server with a tacit nod and a wink approval, as long as they don't make any profit, of the Warhammer guys. Games Workshop. Basically, Games Workshop, as long as you're not making a profit at it, you can keep running the game. So it's kind of in between. It is a private server that is tacitly approved of. And I think it's smart by Games Workshop, because while this game is going, there is no way that this is costing them any customers, and it could conceivably bring in new customers. So in this case, it's a pretty obvious win-win for them, I think. Yeah, if anyone's interested, you would just have to do a lookup for Warhammer Age of Reckoning. Return of Reckoning would get you there, I think. And it is free to play. They survive on donations. YouTube streaming is not good at the moment. Chat just reconnects all the time. That's unfortunate. Well, they still hold that. Stupid orcs. Let's see. We're in Ekrund. So we are slowly making progress in claiming the map. I think it's about to flip to the second tier in... Or is that... Are they recapturing? Red team is recapturing. Yeah, they might be. Nope, that was our recapturing. Okay. So we're slowly pushing our way back up on this map to control it. All of the mechanics, I can't say that I know. Well, I can say that I know. Yes, I know all the mechanics. I am, in fact, the best informed person about everything this game has to offer in the entire world. Okay, that was an outright lie. Of enormous magnitude. I am a great big fibbing dog. Nice of them for once. They usually kick down the consumers and content creators. Yes, they are generally very, very unfriendly. Games Workshop is. But in this case, I would guess it's probably twofold. First, you know, it's relatively small. There aren't a lot of people doing it. It's not costing us any money. And we probably gain, first of all, some positive publicity, which is always nice. But also, who knows? Someone tries this out, gets interested in Warhammer, and the next thing you know, they're selling their kidney to buy the latest set of Age of Sigmar or 40k figures. I figure I'll follow him. He probably knows where he's going, but he certainly knows where he's going better than I do. But yes, Games Workshop and their interactions with the computer gaming community have not always been delightful. Somebody put something on me. They're bad. Oh. Yep. This is not going well. I'm dotted. I'm suffering. He's coming after me. He's gonna get me. If he keeps coming. He's coming. Yep. And I'm dead. I've died 10 times in RVR. Think they're launching Warhammer Fantasy? Well, yeah, something like that could certainly change their attitude towards this server. My current title is Beardling. There's just so much fantasy stuff out in the games space that I have grown tired of it over the years. Something I never thought I would say. But I am kind of tired of fantasy gaming. I would like to see more other stuff. Even if it's semi-disguised. Like Warhammer 40k is basically fantasy with guns. And that's a fight going on. Mostly bad guys. Well, I tried. Which apathy? I have a lot of apathy. I wasn't aware I was expressing any in this particular case. If there's a single thing I can express about MMOs these days, in particular for fantasy, yeah, well, an example, I'm tired of elves, dwarves, dragons, and hobbits unless it's a game based on Tolkien. That's a pretty good summary. I'm just sick of it. Everyone keeps cranking out the same content. Dwarves, elves, oops. dragons. And, oh, they can't use hobbits. How about gnomes? Will that do? I am behind enemy lines despite having come directly from our lines. Oops, somebody not happy with me. Somebody's chasing me. Ever seen the RPG Children of the Aun? Rings a faint bell. But I don't think I've seen it. But in the game space, so often now, they'll simply... Was it Sun? Okay. That one doesn't ring. Weirdly. The misspelled one rang a faint bell. That one doesn't. They probably just rang a bell of non-standardness. In other words, it sounded like a non-standard game. And I confused it with another non-standard game. Are we going up? It's just the safest thing for any game that they're making now is if they're going to do some sort of, you know, fictional thing or fantasy thing, they're just going to do the same tried and true, even if it's just so tired. Jam-packed with weirdness. I want a self-consistent variety of weirdness. I have also seen weirdness that I just found uninteresting. Because it was just different for different's sake. If that makes any sense. I'm almost dead. Maybe I can get out of here. Maybe backing off a bit would be wise. And one of them finally nailed me. I need to at some point, if I'm going to actually play any significant length of time, I'm going to have to rearrange my HUD, so to speak. That's not what I was looking for. Is it user settings? No. I found it earlier by mistake. Now I can't find it. That's user settings. Layout editor. There we are. was me. Where's my target? There it is. So I need that one too. That ought to help. Okay, that'll help. Marvelous systems for magic and technology. You see, I find that more interesting. There was a question on Reddit. Someone said, you know, what IP hasn't been made into a game that, you know, surprises you or that you want made? And I said, Shadowrun. It's got elves, dwarves, orcs, and dragons, and magic for the fantasy nerds. And it's got guns, street samurai, hacking, and corporate role play, interplay for the cyberpunk nerds. Yep, I think I'll leave. You know, and there's, over the years, there's been an awful lot of content for the game as well. So I always felt that, you know, that would satisfy everybody. You'd have fantasy for the fantasy nerds. You'd have cyberpunk for the cyberpunk nerds. Made a Shadowrun MMO back in the day. No, they did not. There was a multiplayer shooter from Microsoft that failed, and there were a bunch of RPGs made. And are still being made. But never an MMO of which I am aware, and I keep a pretty good finger on the pulse of MMOs. Didn't it fail? Which one? The first-person shooter was a disaster. Well, it was Shadowrun in name only. Really. It was terrible. Not that I actually played it. There were a couple of RPGs made in the last, I don't know, 6 or 8 years, I think, from some of the original people involved. That are turn-based, and they're pretty good. Pardon me. Well, that was a gong. Are they making another run at us? They are. they hit me pretty hard. I'm fine, though. I think I'll go for a walk. Ah, delicious heals. Renown rank 10. Dun dun. Quite a lot of shadow on tabletop, mostly the cross-dressing female aristocratic troll on a Vespa. Well, of course, on a Vespa. I mean, that's obvious. I mean, that's as cliche as elves and dwarves. Whoop. Possible I'm lying. It's barely possible that I'm lying. Ow. I have my Shadowrun rules. Maybe even 2 different editions of them within 6 feet right now. One of the advantages of working in a game store back in the day is that I bought almost all of the game systems that came out because I loved and still enjoy reading game rules. That's why when I describe myself as a game wonk, that's what I mean. Even amazing games like Chivalry and Sorcery, which was filled with interesting game systems, some of which were basically not explained at all. They looked really interesting, but despite reading them a dozen times or more, I couldn't understand how they worked. Magic system was incredibly complicated and nonsense. I'm not the. I am one of. There are plenty of us. I wasn't the only one. I mean, I worked in the game store. I saw how many copies of stuff we sold. There were a lot of people who came in and bought just about everything. We also had some unusual customers. If you're familiar with old school board wargaming, Avalon Hill games and the like, there was a guy who would come in with like his disability check, and he'd pay the small fee that we had to remove the shrink wrap, because we would then re-shrink wrap. If someone wanted to go through the components, for instance, and make sure the pieces weren't miscut, that kind of thing, we charge him a quarter, and so he would give us the quarter. And if he liked what he was seeing, he would take the map and he would taste the corner of it. And if he liked the taste of the map, he'd buy the game and take the map and walk out with the rest, and walk out without the rest. Yes, well, in my case, they took up a ping pong table, and I would play them solo, and it would take 6 months, 9 months. There were a couple of them I played to full completion, one of which was Atlantic Wall. Yeah, he knew exactly what he wanted. One of the 2 games I played, monster games I played to completion solo, were Atlantic Wall, and the other was La Bataille de la Moscova. So if you were to look up on Board Game Geek, you can look up both Atlantic Wall from SPI and La Bataille de la Moscova. I can't remember the name of the company that made La Bataille. The name of which game, Reiner? The monster games were the ones I just listed, and the game he was tasting the map on, I don't remember. He did that more than once when I worked at the game store. there were, I got paid every 2 weeks, but there were 2-week periods where sometimes I would have to write the boss a check. Oh, I'm playing Warhammer Age of Reckoning, the private server, Return of Reckoning. The game has been, was turned off by Electronic Arts many years ago, but is kept alive as a private server. It has the tacit approval from Games Workshop that as long as nobody tries to make any money from it, they can keep playing. It is primarily, but not exclusively, a PvP game. And they currently have an event going on. When I saw they were doing the event, I figured, sure, why not? I haven't played for a couple of years. They currently have an event with essentially double XP for up to rank 9, I think, for the Realm versus Realm, the PvP element. If you're familiar with any of Warhammer, the Warhammer games, this is based on the old Warhammer fantasy rules. And I'm not very good at it, and I haven't played it for a few years. So I'm kind of attempting to follow the Zerg of people. And stick with other players. I'm less likely to be insta-dead. But right now we're sort of dancing back and forth. We've got the enemy over there on that little ridge line and us holding this gate. We hold most of this area of the map. This is the sort of what is referred to as the Realm versus Realm Island, an area where there's always PvP combat enabled. Whoops, somebody's hitting me pretty hard. I will move. I perhaps stuck my nose out a bit too far. I am frozen in place. This does not bode well for me. I am almost dead. Dead. They decided to make a push, and they did pretty well. Pushed us back, and I wasn't fast enough to realize that my number was up. That is one of the presumably smarter ones. We still do hold the whole thing of the RVR Island. Oh, did they... oh, that's the wrong one. I'm looking at Ekrund. Here we are. So we hold all 4 of these locations in this RVR, Realm versus Realm area. And so for anyone who hasn't played and finds it interesting, they have an event going on through tomorrow, I believe. of double XP for the realm versus realm stuff, at least. Maybe for the PvE stuff as well. Not sure. And just do a simple search for Return of Reckoning, and it should get you here. I know they just redid the installation stuff, and it's supposed to be simpler. I have played occasionally for a few years, but no more than occasionally. My highest level character, I think, is now rank 17, something like that. And the ranks go up to 100, so that ain't very far. Yep, they're attacking. Trying to capture one of them. If I head down to the camp, I may be able to cash in some quests or get some more quests. It is a PvE and PvP game, although certainly the emphasis, if not historically, now is on PvP. Realm versus realm in particular. And we do indeed have a turn in here.
There's work to be done. Get yourself a pint and get back in the fight. Here's work for you. Remember your ancestors.
Yeah, I'll remember my ancestors. Thanks for the advice. They have recaptured the two easternmost control points. Filthy greenskins. It's broken up into 3 different opposing faction armies. On one side, you've got elves, dwarves, and humans. On the other side, you've got greenskins, chaos, and dark elves. The elves and the dark elves have maps that they share. The dwarves and the greenskins have maps that they share, and the humans and chaos have maps that they share. Go back and forth. You can move between them. And there is, in essence, PvE rank and PvP rank. You can see right here, the orange bar at the very top is the experience points, and the purple bar here is renown points. So that's renown rank, and that is level, or the equivalent thereof. And pardon the yawns coming. Old man yawns. So now, having died, I now tried to have to kind of, because I'm not part of a group, I'm just sort of writing about, I need to find what amounts to the Zerg. Any info on the private server? This looks fun. Yeah. Just do a search for Return of Reckoning, and that should get you here. It's free. It is still in active tuning and development. It has the tacit okay of Games Workshop, who have basically said, yeah, if you don't make any money off it or try to make any money off of it, you can keep running the server. So it's a private server, but it does have kind of a nod and a wink approval or acceptance of Games Workshop. If you played Warhammer Age of Reckoning, the actual game, Warhammer Age of Reckoning, the private server is Return of Reckoning. If you actually played Warhammer Age of Reckoning back in the day, you will certainly recognize everything in it, as it's all here. I think they've got everything here, even like the Land of the Dead, which was later expansion material, I believe. Or possibly not even in the original game. Might have been planned, but not released for the original game. Again, I have not played for a couple of years. I come back every once in a while, and they are currently having an event with double XP at the lower levels to encourage more people to join in and play. I believe there are drops, even. I know that they have drops for this server. Yeah, well, right now, I died not too long ago, and I'm sort of trying to find where the action is right now. Where am I? I'm right there. Where the action is right now. My understanding is it can be tough in the evenings in North America to sort of find the action. Most of the server population is in the EU, so if you want to be playing when the game is at its, busiest, and you're in North America, you're going to have to adjust your hours. You'll have to try and play relatively early. If you're on the East Coast, for instance, you're playing around 4 or 5 p.m., the server should be fine and active. The PvE kind of also requires... It is, I don't want to say group-centric, but to a large degree kind of is group-enabled, the PvE is. You don't need specifically to have a group, but it plays a lot more entertainingly when you're part of a group. Because if you're playing solo and you pull one mob too many, it's going to take a while, and 2 mobs too many, and you're probably in big trouble. And hey, I found some of the fight, although we appear to be running away. Alright, that person is stealthed up. Whoop. Well, there's one of them. There's more of them. I doubt I'm going to get away, but that's not great for the good guys. If I count myself as one of the good guys. Yes, this is not going well. That is not going well. I ran into their Zerg, not our Zerg. So this is the current map. These are the 2 associated maps. The sort of reddish area in the top over here, that is referred to as an RVR lake. PvP is always active there. The rest of these little red areas are places I have a quest, most of which are PvE quests. This is the zone map. This is the pairing map. We're currently going sort of back and forth here. In Tier 1, there's 4 tiers of realm versus realm combat. This is the area here, but you'll note there's a Tier 2, a Tier 3, and then a much more complicated Tier 4 for endgame. And then the world map, this is Dwarves versus Greenskins. This is the map area we're in. Humans versus Chaos, Empire versus Chaos, and High Elves versus Dark Elves. And you can move between them, so you're not limited to one. So Chaos controls in the Empire space. Unsurprisingly. Oh, it does look like the elves. No, those have got to be the Dark Elves. No, I guess those are the elves. So the elves control, or it's uncontrolled, I guess, the elf area. But the dwarf and human areas, generally speaking, there does tend to be, in my experience, at least, again, from a North American player's perception, which is going to obviously be biased because the largest part of the population is European, is that it does seem to have generally a bit of a chaos preference in the game. A little bit more chaos than order. But that's not surprising. A lot of games, the bad guys are more fun to play, and I'm about to get ganked again, I think. No. For instance, Star Wars The Old Republic, the Sith are a lot more fun to play than the Jedi. That is a bad guy. And so my perceptions of the game are as an occasional player every year or two who plays in North America, which is not prime time for the server, generally, and mostly follows a Zerg. Oh, many of them. A couple of them trying to claim this. Then a couple more of it. Okay, if he heads in, I'll head in. Like one or two more of us. Come on. No, he's gonna. Alright, I got took part in a couple of kills. We've reclaimed this. I got some rep points and some influence. Certainly it has an element of Zerg versus Zerg. Pretty commonly, in my experience. Again, the experience is pretty limited, so don't take anything I'm saying as gospel or even necessarily anywhere close to it. As my gameplay of it is, I don't think I've played it at all for probably a year and a half, something like that. Might be a little less. And this is a class I'm not at all experienced with. I would do better in Witch Hunter, which I've played a fair amount in the past, and Rune Priest. Up. They've just taken the tower, so one of them dropped a hello on me. There's another border player, but going in, I'm going in. Not the best idea, but what the hell. Oh, I'm in deep trouble now. They knocked the other guy off the tower. Which means... Okay. Friends. It's always nice to have friends. We're now rank 11. Dun dun dun. I got some more stuff. None of it usable, at least not yet. We've taken this. Bong. So I was renown rank 4, I think, when I started. Maybe 6. Might have been 6. Banner, I need to clicky for this. Not that one. That one over there, I think. Yeah, that one. Could have sworn that was the banner I needed. No, that's the banner I need. Isn't that supposed to... There we go. And I'm getting close. Area influence. By participating in open realm versus realm combat, you'll gain influence with War Camp Rally Master. At which point you get some rewards. I like rewards. It's loot, guys. What can I say? Like a large proportion of other MMO players and RPG players and ARPG players, I am, at heart, just a loot hoe bag, you know? I'm not proud of that. But I will not deny that it is true. Everyone coming? Good, good. Anyone following me? No, they're all following that guy, so I'll follow that guy too. If we do not stick together, we will all get stuck separately. As generally a solo type player in most games, it is a tough adjustment for me. Sing it with me. Don't. We're going in. And now we'll try to capture this. We have retaken Iron Main Outpost. Had a decent back and forth, I have to say, so far. I picked up supplies. I didn't think I picked up supplies. There we go. Influence complete. So I reached tier 1. So theoretically, when I get back, I should have a reward. As I said, I like rewards. I like presents. The forces of destruction have taken the lookout. The forces of order have taken the lookout. Wait, who took the lookout? Was it us? Was it them? Somebody. We're now rank 12. Piling up the points. Rank 11. I have gained a specialization point. It has been a good evening for advancement for me. Who knocked him back? Oh, I'm hurting. Run. Not gonna make it. Not gonna make it. I believe. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Big batch. A large batch of them decided to dance upon my prone body. Can't really blame them. It is a very lovely body. Alright, we got some new skills. That's a buff. That can go there. It's a couple of buffs. Not used once. Ah. There we go. That one's for me. I'm gonna head back to camp and go through the loot that I've got and see if I get anything from the Repmeister for having hit dwarf tier 1 influence in the area. Clippity cloppity. Yeah, I don't think I'll make it. I was jumped, and I'm not gonna make it. And again, I'm not familiar enough with my kit to actually be able to successfully defend myself. I can do DPS relatively competently.
I've been around a lot longer than you. That means you best hear me out. Godspeed. I've been around a lot longer than you. You best hear me
Select my
out.
influence rewards. Let's see. I am playing an NG. Can't use any of those yet. And as I said earlier, this is not a class I've played very much. And the game I only play every once in a while. So I'm by no means an expert. Let's see. Gloves, boots. Boots, let's see over here. And headwear. Or shoulder wear. I currently have none of either. Bong! Let's see what we can wear. That's Archmage. Not one of those. Let's see. Well, that's more armor and a lot of resistance. Can't use. Can't use. Can't use. Could use. If I have a shield, say, to go with it. And those are the three things I just got. What else do we have here that I'm carrying? Stuff that I can't use. Lots of it. If memory serves, the reason I kept it was I was going to trade it to alts.
Keep your wits about you.
Let's see. Rare items, right. So, grab abilities. I think we got a couple more, and I have moved those about. Got it. Alright, for that. No changes there that I can see. We just got Flak Jacket, which we turned on. Backpack. Character. Hi, this is me. Can't remember. It used to be named either Bone Dome or Stone Dome. But one of those names got taken by somebody else. Curse them. I'm just me cursing them. Oh, that's a one hand. So this would be not nearly as good then. Right. Character, Tome of Knowledge. Let's see. Trying to remember all of the UI elements and everything about the game. As I said, it has been a while. So, abilities, morale ability, which I keep forgetting about and not using, because I'm a dope. Backpack, right. Currency. Crafting items, quest items. Tome of Knowledge is one of the things they did that was really interesting. Just all kinds of information, lore, quest log, all that stuff. User settings, guild. Alright, we'll give it another go and we'll see if there's anything else shaking. I'll give it one more run through, see if we've got any action I can get into. Any more trouble I can get into. Spoiler. Yeah, I can always get into trouble. Well, as long as there's bad guys around to chase and have murder me. Clearly, I am the mascot, because when I came on, we held none of these spaces, and I came over here and immediately got murdered. But now we control the whole map. I inspired everyone. It's a gift I have. Alright, those two are locked. Looks like they're all locked for some length of time. It's mechanics that I'm... Inspiration's a valuable thing. Thank you. It's like they happened to tune into my stream and went, oh my god, someone want to help out the old man. And everyone did. That's my story. And I'm sticking with it, even though it's a pack of transparent lies. The important thing, of course, is to lie with conviction. You know, I have ridden into here like 5 times today, and every time I get in too far and I realize that it's a dead end. So again, for anyone just joining me, never tried this game, but it does give you the urge to try leveling a character in Lotro again. It's the old school vibes. It has the old school vibes, the look, the feel. Now me, I can manage with old school games, but I can understand gamers who are a little more contemporary than I, being turned off by some of the old school mechanics, even old school looks. YouTube chat is broken, took 20 minutes to regain the ability to type in chat window. I'm projecting my mental powers to the people in charge of YouTube to fix it. Sadly, my mental powers are barely sufficient to keep me awake and cognizant, so I wouldn't expect much. More planned to be added, PvP-wise and PvE-wise. I know they've made additions, and certainly a lot of tuning back and forth. I keep half an eye on the game. You know, I check the Reddit every day. I have 9 games I currently am checking the Reddit for every day. 9 MMOs. As in actual content. Well, I thought they, the Land of the Dead, I didn't remember that being in-game live. So I thought that had been added later, or they had finished the work that had been done on it previously. But again, I could be mistaken about that. And certainly there are private servers where they continue to make changes and additions. Significant additions. It was in live, but it was very buggy. Okay. City of Heroes. The Homecoming server cluster. They've added an enormous amount of content. Star Wars Galaxy, especially in the Legends server, also the Restoration server to a lesser degree, but significant degree. So it looks like basically the fight has left this area once we reconquered, and I think it's a time lock. I assume you can correct me on that. There's a lock icon on all of these. And I assume that means it opens again in some period of time to be fought over. Goes by points. Okay. It's nice having someone who actually knows so that they can correct the mistakes I make and reinforce when I'm right. Move to the next pairing. Gotcha. Night snack time. Roast beef sandwich or taco bowl are your choices. Taco bowl sounds like more work. For one thing, you've got to make the bowl, presumably, and eat it and then wash up afterwards. The roast beef sandwich has the advantage of being a hand meal, and it's usually easier to tidy up after. Both sound good. I can't say not. Right now it's either Empire or Elflands. Got it. Empire. That didn't change. Elflands. Yeah, I'm not familiar enough with the iconography to remember for sure. It says uncontrolled, so I'm assuming it's the High Elf versus Dark Elf starting map. So anyone who is interested in the game, all you got to do is do a search for Warhammer Age of Reckoning, or more simply probably just searching for Return of Reckoning, and that would get you to the website. How you could tell is the icon on your little mini-map button just to the left of the Q button. That one, State of the Realm. Yeah, that stuff. Ah, pairing controlled by order. Gotcha. So if anyone is interested in it, it is free to play. Continuing to be developed. Bottled the Blooded Isle. Gotcha. And they are currently have a bonus for at least the first tier of World v World. Sorry. Guild Wars 2 flashback. RVR, Realm versus Realm. And I understand that they have simplified the install procedure. So if you wanted to give it a try, now would be a good time. Do keep in mind, it is not entirely, but a good chunk of the player base is European. And so how busy it can be, I cannot attest outside of primetime European times, where I'm fairly certain it's pretty busy. Just for Skin Dome, huh? Well, originally, you see, I got a couple of brother dwarves. Actually, it goes back further than that. A character, maybe one of my first characters I was creating in Anarchy Online was going to name Chrome Dome, but Chrome Dome was taken, so I changed it to Bone Dome, and later added Stone Dome, and they have been standards of mine forever. They're both taken on this server, so I went with Skin Dome. Outside of EU, Primetime has been very slow, which is why I put this event together to help boost NA times. One of many you have in the works. Excellent. Well, I mean, it brought me back. I have played in the past, off and on for years. Well, off and on is generous. Way more off than on. Well, certainly I hope it succeeds. I hope you see very good results from it, because having a wider swath of people playing, having a larger faction, you know, a larger group of NA players playing, it's one of those things where nobody wants to play a game that nobody's playing. But if a lot of people are playing, this is the sort of game that's more fun to play. So I hope you hit that critical mass number you're looking for and get a lot more additions. Because, I mean, I'm not a huge PvP player by nature. I'm not a huge competitive gamer by nature. But I don't want all games to be the games that I want. I want lots of games so that when I want to play something like this, that it's around and it's healthy and flourishing. When I want to do a little large-scale gank-on-gank action. So, knock on wood. I hope it goes great for you. I'm going to call it here for the evening. Wait. A lot of the feedback has been very good on people looking forward to playing long-term. A lot of your time's been spent going around helping people navigate. You need to know, plus the streamers asked to help them showcases the game. Yep. Thank you. Thank you very much. I am going to be taking off for the evening. I want to thank all of you guys for hanging out. I really do appreciate it. I was just browsing my Twitch tracker numbers, and I saw the relatively high up there is this game. And I went, wait, they're having a special event. I should update and play. And so I decided to update and play. And I enjoyed it. A little back and forth here in Dwarf versus Greenskin land. So, I expect I should be back tomorrow at my usual time, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, middle of the night in Europe, early morning in Asia and Australia. I don't know what I'll be playing. Possible I'll be back for this. Possibly more V Rising, possibly more WoW, more Guild Wars 2. I mean, I've played like 15 different games on stream in the last 3 days. That doesn't add up. I've been playing a lot of different games lately. But I will be back at the usual time. Again, thank you guys very much for hanging out. I hope the rest of your Sunday night goes great. And as always, I try to set an achievable goal for the people who choose to view my stream. I hope your upcoming week doesn't suck. I'm back tomorrow. Have a great night tonight. Take care and ciao for now. Good night, guys.